You know, there's nothing but love there, and I did consider her to be my best friend, so it really hurt. Obviously, when you mix business and friendship, it can get a little messy, and I think that's what happened, unfortunately. I gave this person so many chances to make it right. It came a point where I was like, do I keep hurting myself in staying in this relationship and trying to make it work and forgiving this person for doing some very hurtful things? Or do I walk away? That was the first time I've ever posted me kissing a guy on Instagram, which was a very big deal for me. So it's okay to be sad. Mourn that relationship. Mourn that loss of that man, that woman, that relationship. I want to be the woman that I look up to. I want to work my fucking ass off. I want to make the most money I've ever made this year. I want to... Oh my gosh, we're back. This is my first solo podcast. I am actually a bit nervous, and it's been a while. It's been a long time since I've podcasted, and we're going to get into the reason why. Obviously, when I started this podcast, I don't even want to call it Keeping It Juicy anymore. I'm actually thinking of changing the name. So probably when this episode comes out, the name will be changed to... I'm thinking Just Living Right, because that's kind of my brand already. So Just Living Right podcast. Sounds pretty good to me. I like it. The Keeping It Juicy podcast was something I was so excited to start with my best friend at the time. And it was going very well. But, 2025 came, and I believe the Keeping It Juicy podcast died in 2024. Sadly, RIP, Keeping It Juicy. But the dogs are just everywhere right now, walking under the tables, smelling stuff. So I'm sure they'll make an appearance here shortly. I don't want to really get into everything, but clearly I had a co-host in the beginning of this podcast. Love her so much, still till this day. But obviously we had a falling off, and a lot of you have been asking in the DMs, where's Caitlin? So I'm gonna touch base on that topic to begin. Okay, here we go. Fuck. So I have nothing but love for her. I'm not going to be talking shit on anyone or doing anything, because that's just not who I am as a person. But I'm just going to touch base. We were doing great. We were in Chicago, having fun, Lollapalooza weekend. We're just having fun because in just 4 days, we were going to get on an airplane together and have the most amazing Europe trip vacation. We were going to be podcasting in Greece and Italy and Ibiza, and, just traveling all around. And it was me and Caitlin, and then we were going to bring our friend who is also a videographer to come and just capture everything. And we were going to podcast, photo shoots, eat delicious food, go to spas. We were going to do everything. And I was so fucking excited to go. I was so excited. At the time, I was in a relationship, and the guy that I was seeing was also in Chicago for Lollapalooza weekend. So obviously, I wanted to see him a lot and spend time with him before going to Europe for literally 3 weeks. Anyway, everything's great. Everything's going fine. And I wake up one morning with the guy I was dating at the time, and Caitlin sent me some weird texts. I'm not going to get into them. I tried to get a hold of her. It was very difficult. And lo and behold, she packed up the hotel room and left back to Michigan. I was like, what the fuck happened? I was in the dark. I didn't know the situation. I was trying to communicate with her and be like, is everything okay? Are you okay? And it kind of just blew up. And here we are, solo podcast. No, but for real, it blew up. There was a lack of communication. I tried to have a civil conversation with her to get answers, because I was like, literally, I have no idea. I'm so confused. So when everyone's like, what happened? Honestly, I don't really know what fucking happened, which is super irritating for me, because I like to just be in the know. I like to know. I like open communication. And there was just no communication. I got a text, hey, I'm canceling my flight, but have fun. And If you know me, you know I'm not traveling to Europe alone. Absolutely not. That's like terrifying to me. So I canceled my trip. I have a $4,000 credit for flights on United. Never fly United, but hey, if anyone wants to go to Europe, let me know so I could use this damn credit before it expires. We did have some conversation, but there was no resolve. Like, we are not friends. Yeah, I have nothing but love for her. She was a very, very important person in my life in that moment. I looked at her as a sister. She has a lot of traits that my older sister Jillian has. They're the same age. You know, there's nothing but love there, and I did consider her to be my best friend. So it really hurt. Obviously, when you mix business and friendship, it can get a little messy, and I think that's what happened, unfortunately. I really wish we would have been able to save our friendship even if the podcast was like canceled, which it is. But yeah, I really wish that we could have made it work, talked it out. I wish we still went on that fucking trip, and I wish that there was an open communication. I think that she was going through things in her head and in her personal life that she just wasn't communicating, and I was not aware of these things that were going on. So you can't really be there for somebody when you don't know what's going on in their life, when they don't communicate, when they're just like hiding their emotions, and then at one day it's just going to blow up like it did. It just blew up and destroyed everything that we worked on. We actually have thrown so much money into making this podcast. It costs a lot renting spaces, getting it edited, even the name, keeping it juicy. Like, everything costed money. So it definitely was a very sad time, and I had to kind of digest that and let go of keeping it juicy. I try to keep it alive because one of the podcast episodes got like 25,000 views on YouTube. Obviously, we're not on Spotify anymore because she deleted this whole entire Spotify account, which really fucking sucks. But we're starting over in 2024. I just wanted to give you guys the rundown because everyone was asking, and obviously she was a big part of it. Obviously, the second host. So I just wanted to touch base on that. Caitlin, if you're watching this, nothing but love for you, and I hope you're doing amazing. All right, next on the topic list, since we're just mourning the losses, I am single, okay? The whole time we were filming Keeping It Juicy, I was dating somebody. I'm single now, going into 2025, single. I think I waited so long to do this solo podcast because I don't like to talk out of emotion. And in the heat of things, I probably would have said stuff that I regretted. So I definitely took my time to where I'm like at peace with the situation. And I wouldn't say I've moved on completely, but like I'm okay now. And you guys probably know who I'm talking about. If not, I was dating Tony. I call him Anthony, but yes, I was seeing him for quite some time. We met on the OnlyFans golf show back in March and just completely hit it off. Like, the vibes were insane. We were honestly like so connected. The chemistry was crazy. We nonstop texted, like good morning texts all during the day, just texting nonstop, flirting. It was so cute. It was literally like the perfect little summer romance, and that's exactly what the fuck it turned out to be. We hung out, hit it off. I'm somebody that I love adventure. I love doing stuff. I like creating content and just having a good time, and that's exactly what it was. It was always so much fun. I loved filming all the videos. It didn't feel like work to me. I like enjoyed that. I'm a content creator myself, so doing that, it just felt right. And in my head, I was like, wow. Obviously, I have said I'm a lover girl. That doesn't mean I fall in love with everyone I meet, but I like being in a relationship when it's like a super healthy relationship. You know, when I meet somebody and there's such an amazing connection and like my mind just starts going. I'm like, I see the future. I'm like, checks this box, maybe not so much this one, but like we can work on it. Anyway, we had a great time and we took things very, very, very slow, which I'm not used to. When I get into talking to somebody, I normally like date for 3 months. And then at that 3 month mark, they're like in love with me. And they're like, you know what? I can't see you with anyone else. You're mine. Let's go. Relationship. And so the 3 month mark hit, and it was not that. It was like, oh, no, no, no. I am not ready. I don't want a relationship right now. Like, I want to take things slow, blah, 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 blah. But the thing that's confusing about this is like the words and the actions didn't match up. Someone is saying like they're not ready, but then their actions are showing you, you're my girlfriend. I don't want you talking to anybody else. Very possessive, very relationship, right? So it gets a little confusing in your head. We dated for about 8 months and I ended up breaking up with him. And there's a lot that went down. I gave this person so many chances to make it right. And, throughout my life, I haven't been in all the best, healthiest relationships. I've dated a narcissist, like a complete sociopath narcissist. And the reason why I'm in this house is because he talked me into moving into a home, buying a house with him in a completely different state. And I fell for it. So I've dated the textbook narcissist. I've dated the player. I've dated the professional athletes. I've dated the DJ, I've dated multiple people. I don't want to go into everything that went wrong in the relationship. At the end of the day, he just wasn't ready to be committed. Even having him say yes, I am going to be loyal to you and we are going to be in an exclusive relationship was like picking teeth. That sucked. It hurt for me. So it came a point where I was like, do I keep hurting myself in staying in this relationship and trying to make it work and forgiving this person for doing some very hurtful things? Or do I walk away? And I chose to walk away because I was honestly so sick and tired of being hurt. I was sick of being lied to. I kept catching him in lies throughout multiple months, just little silly lies that even if he just told me the truth, I wouldn't have been upset about. Just small little lies. The trust in the relationship was definitely hurt, and it just sucked. You can't have a relationship without trust, honestly, on both sides. It just really destroys a relationship. I found it extremely disrespectful when he started making content with other girls and, he'd be on the phone with me telling me, la da 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 da, he loves me, all this stuff. And then I watch a video where he's wearing my shirt and a girl is crawling all over him or his head's in between her legs. And it's just like, what are you doing, sir? Literally, what are you doing? And also, I've learned in that relationship, one, I'm not cool with that. Two, I don't like to be hidden. On my end, on my social media platforms, that was the first time I've ever posted me kissing a guy on Instagram, which was a very big deal for me. Normally, I keep it very private, and now I know why, because everyone gets in your business and everyone wants answers and everyone comments where's this person? Where's Tony? Are you guys dating? What happened? So now I get it why people keep things private because, wow, y'all are really fucking nosy. On his end, he was still calling me Tinder date and yeah, we posted really cute photos and then he would untag me from the photo. And I'm like, why on earth are you untagging me from the photo? And then he would call me a clout chaser. I'm busting my ass doing these stunts for your videos and you're calling me a clout chaser. And it just got to the point where it was just toxic and not healthy. And I was crying more than I was laughing. And that's not fucking fun. Also, if you're in a relationship with somebody, the effort needs to be mutual. I was the only one traveling to go see the other person. He has never once come to Austin, Texas and visited me, which hurt because I love my home. I also have 2 dogs now, and it's way harder to travel. I did everything I could to make that relationship work. And I did a lot. I did so much for this person, and the energy and the effort just wasn't reciprocated in any way, shape, or form. Since day one, I was loyal as fuck to him. Literally didn't talk to anybody, even when we weren't exclusive. It was like one person and that's it. And that wasn't reciprocated either, you know? And I wasn't perfect in that relationship by any means, but man, did I try my best to make it work. I was so incredibly patient. I tried, and I think that's all you can do. I think that when you meet people, actually, I know that people come into your life for a reason. They come into your life for a purpose. They're either going to be someone that's in your life for a split second or someone that's in your life forever, possibly, or for a very, very long time. But there's always a lesson to be learned, and sometimes that lesson fucking sucks and it hurts, but sometimes it's the most beautiful lesson that you need to learn about yourself. And I think when it comes to relationships, good and bad, healthy or toxic, there's always something you can learn. For me, I learned so much about myself in this past relationship where, like, yeah, even though it hurt, even though the guy that I loved, I caught talking to other girls or lying to me or not sticking to his word and promising me all these promises and just they never came to life. They never happened. And my expectations were being let down. But it's also like my fault. Like, you can't expect people to do stuff. But what I'm trying to get at is it really taught me to stand up for myself and not be walked over and to not take disrespect and to really like zone in on knowing my worth and how I want to be treated. I knew from day one I did not want to be in a situationship. I was patient for months. I was very, very patient because I was like, okay, you know, I can't get everything I want and I'm going to respect this person and their want to take it slow. So I learned to be patient, but I also learned to set my boundaries and to stick to them. Like, obviously, I'm the one that broke up with him. I ended the relationship and it wasn't easy to do. And, you know, it kind of happened multiple times, but we'd always, you know, make it back. We have a crazy connection. You know, I'm somebody I like romance. I like when the person I'm with tells me how much they like me and communicates with me so clearly and effortlessly. You know, he's someone that struggles with opening up about feelings and emotions. So sometimes it was like talking to a brick wall or a man with armor that you can't break through to actually know what's going on inside their head, which it makes me feel very unsettled and confused. And in a relationship, you don't want to feel confused about how the other person is feeling. So I learned a lot about myself. I set my boundaries. I knew what I wanted, and I wasn't really going to waste more time not getting that. And it came to a point where like the disrespect was just too much. I get it. Like, you have a social media persona, but don't let that take over your entire life and hurt people in the real world. And that's pretty much what was going on, which is sad. But, you know, we're all humans. We make mistakes and we all have things that we need to work on. So hopefully, you know, you're doing that. I just learned so much and I am very grateful for everything that happened in that relationship. I'm very grateful for my therapist who's kind of there for me every single time. I knew for a while that like the relationship was going to end and I was going to have to be the one to break it off because it kind of like came down to me and like, do you want to keep feeling like this? Do you want to keep allowing this person to disrespect you? And, you know, it's just not a good look. When I also have a social media presence and people are asking and I'm reading comments, you know, I don't get hate comments on social media. So like any other like weird negative comments just kind of made me feel icky. I didn't like it. I don't like lying to my followers either. So if I'm in a relationship with somebody, I want that to be known. I'm in a relationship, and you know, on his end, it was very confusing on like what's going on. Is she the girl you're with, or is it this girl? Is it this girl? And then when all the realtor stuff started coming out, it was just like a line that was crossed because he was making it so known to the public that they were hooking up or there was something going on with her. And that was like my last straw with the lies. You know, it comes a point where someone crosses the line just one too many times and you're like, I can't keep giving more chances. I'm a very forgiving person, but I know my worth and I know how I want to be treated. I know the qualities of the man that I want to be in a relationship with. I definitely want someone that doesn't make me confused at all and knows 110% that they want me and only me, unless, we're sharing for a little threesome activity. Get a little spicy. But you know what I mean. I'm a very monogamous girl. I don't like open relationships. I don't like situationships. That's just not who I am. It was an interesting couple of months, and I think all the anger and resentment I was feeling before has definitely subsided. And now my life is just not pretty, it's like extremely peaceful, and there's no fighting, and that's important. But anywho, I want to talk about the breakup tips that help me kind of move on, because I don't want to spill any tea on this podcast episode. Honestly, I don't. Everyone keeps messaging me about like spill the tea, and like it just doesn't matter. I shared one thing on TikTok because I felt like the whole team crossed the line lying about this specific thing. I'll get into that because I did do a TikTok already. The whole faking the alligator attack with Mikey, it was all a lie, and it was honestly like so disgusting, and it gave me the ick. And I let him know because he obviously would send me the edited video prior to posting, and I was just like, y'all took it way too fucking far. And it also looked really fake because like if someone gets their artery broken, like snapped, there is so much blood, and in the video there's not one drop of blood anywhere. There would have been blood literally everywhere. But then just like posting a video crying in a parking lot about their friend, like, oh, he's gonna die, and like literally like fake crying. And then you see like comments of people, like thousands of people praying for this person, and it's like, dude, nothing happened. Like, he's literally fine. And now you're having Mikey have to lie to the whole world, maybe not whole world, but to like everyone that knows about this, have to lie, have to wear a cast in Florida when it's hot as fuck. So I bet that thing smells like ass. But it's just like taking it too far. And then I even commented and I was like, okay, well now he has to have a scar on his leg. Like what are you going to do about that? And he's like, oh, well, he already had a scar on his leg, so we're just going to play it off from that scar. It just went a little too far and gave me the ick. I don't think you should ever make content go that far where someone's like life is being preyed upon. So the breakup tips that have helped me move on in past relationships is, I know it's so fucking hard, but just block them. Literally block them. Because your brain works in these crazy ways where it has these pathways, and it's like memories and habit. And what happens, you're used to this person texting you every day, or you're used to talking to them every single day. They're not going to talk to you. You either broke up with them or they broke up with you. You got to let it go. So just block. I know, like for me, blocking the number is super, super fucking hard. So I didn't even do that. But checking social media is the biggest one, especially if you're dating a fucking content creator. Do not check their social media. Do not do it. Every time I did it, I was like, fuck, wish I didn't do that because I saw some stuff, didn't want to see it, made me angry, made me sad, whatever. Just don't do it. Protect your peace at all fucking costs. So I would say block their socials. Don't check them. Don't get a burner account. Don't fucking check their socials. Don't stalk them. Don't check their follower list. Like, just let it go, because I promise you, stalking their socials isn't gonna make you feel any better at all. It's just gonna trigger you. It's gonna keep them on your mind, and that's like what you want to not fucking do. You do not want this person on your mind. They're taking up way too much of your time and way too much of your energy because you're just sitting there thinking, what are they doing? Who are they with? Where are they? Like, just stop. Just stop thinking about them. Like, literally, you need to focus on you and what you need in the moment. So that's the first thing. Block them. Don't check their social medias. Next thing, this is like in relationships and also out of relationships, but set your boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries is so freaking important. And it's something that I learned in therapy, I would say like give or take like 6-7 months ago, maybe more. But protecting and setting your boundaries. A lot of people don't even set boundaries in their life. And have you ever been in a situation where someone's doing something and it's just irritating the fuck out of you? Like, you can feel it in your body, like you're starting to get warm and you're just like, what the fuck? And it's probably because they're crossing a boundary that you never set. But like in your mind, it's like you see the line, you like feel it. And you're like, why do I feel this way? It's because they're crossing something. But if you don't set that boundary, like they're not in the wrong, you're in the wrong for not knowing where your boundaries are and being open and communicating how you're feeling and setting that tone and setting that boundary. So in this relationship I was just in with Anthony, I like really truly learned how to set boundaries for myself. And even though it's so fucking hard and people can get a little aggravated with you and maybe not respect them at first, that's how you know your worth, and that's how you protect your peace and protect yourself. So I set the boundary of like, listen, I do not want to be in a situationship. I want to be in a relationship. Can you give that to me or not? That was my thing. Like, I'm not about to be in a situationship where I'm wasting my time and this is going to go nowhere. I don't want to be in something where there's no commitment. Pause, because I want to give you guys like the actual definition of a situationship from fucking Google. Okay? A situationship, a romantic or sexual relationship that is undefined and non-committal, where people are more than friends but less than committed partners, often with no clear label or expectations about the nature of the connection. Essentially, a relationship without a defined level of commitment. And that is something that Jamie, does not fucking like. I like commitment. A situationship is pretty much a lack of clarity. It's casual, it's avoiding DTR, which is define the relationship. There's a whole avoidance of that. One person they just don't want to define the relationship as being more, and that's definitely what the fuck I was in. It's normally when one person is emotionally unavailable or lacks consistency. And when I can step back out of that and look, my partner was definitely a little bit emotionally unavailable and definitely lacked commitment and consistency. And that's fine. He just wasn't ready. I don't blame him. But like at the same time, don't lead someone on that like genuinely loves you and cares for you and waste their time when you know that they want a relationship and you don't. Like in 2025, can we just stop wasting people's time? If you want to be in a situationship that leads to literally nothing, that's when like you go do whatever you want, but your partner's allowed to go do whatever she wants too. So if y'all are cool, it's like an open relationship. Like that's just not for me. It works for some people, but not me. Like I'm somebody, I like commitment. I want to feel safe. I want to feel secure. I don't want to have to be in bed thinking like, is my guy, my man, the guy I'm dating, talking to other women or going to hook up with somebody else? Like, that's not cool. Don't want that. That's what a situationship is. And if it works for you, go for it. But please make it clear that that's what you want and you don't want a relationship, because I feel like no girl, maybe like a lot of guys probably don't want that either. But like, I actually listened to this in a podcast I've been listening to. My friend Mel, if you haven't heard of the Mel Robbins podcast, highly recommend if you're into like self-help. She just talks a lot. Definitely check it out. It's a great podcast. You'll learn some stuff. Love it. I am reading her book right now. So I heard on this podcast, this girl was going through a crazy breakup. It was like someone she thought she was going to marry and spend the rest of her life with, and it was super hard. This is what really helped her, and I actually tried it myself. 30 days, no contact. So during these 30 days, it's serious. No contact. You're not texting. You're not talking. You're not checking social media. You're not even looking at photos, and you're not looking at videos of this person either. Why is this? Because it's just going to hurt you. And like I said earlier, those brain pathways, it's like triggering them, and that's all you're going to be thinking about. When you hear their voice, it's like, especially the voice, it's like, fuck. Like instantly, all of those emotions come flooding back into your head, and you're just torturing yourself. That's literally what you're doing. If you get into a breakup and you're sitting there crying and watching videos and looking at photos, you're torturing yourself. Put the phone down, go the fuck outside, go see some sunlight, go do something you enjoy doing. 30 days, no contact. And if you make it the 30 days, which you will, because I believe in you, 30 days And on that 31st day, if you're like, I have something I want to say to this person, then say it by all means. But pretty sure you're not going to have anything to say, especially if you weren't the person in the wrong. It's just going to help you move on and heal your heart and heal your mind. And in those 30 days, you're just going to be so focused on your life and working on yourself and bettering yourself. That's another tip. 30 days, no contact. Another one, give yourself a break. Give yourself some time to mourn the relationship because it's sad. Like, you went every single day talking to this person, either texting, on the phone, hanging out with them, seeing them, cuddling, kissing, making love, like all these things. And then poof, they're gone. It's like they died, but they're still alive walking around the fucking planet. It's insane. So it's okay to be sad. Mourn that relationship, mourn that loss of that man, that woman, that relationship, the idea of the relationship that you created in your head, all those expectations, all those dreams, all the future plans. Mourn that shit. Cry. Let it the fuck out. Go scream bloody fucking murder, scream into a pillow, scream off a mountain, go underwater, punch the air, go to a boxing class, go play music in your car so fucking loud and just scream, yell, do what the fuck makes you feel better. Let that shit out, for real. But it's okay to be sad. Cry. I did. I was fucking sad. I was in my feels. I snacked. I ate some ice cream. I ate some popcorn. But I only gave myself a couple days because what the fuck is that going to help? What is sitting on your ass, crying, watching sad shit? What's that going to help? It's going to make you feel a little better in the moment. But you need to put like a time frame on it where it's like, I'm going to give myself like 3 to 5 days, maybe a week. And then after that time frame, get the fuck up and start working on yourself. Be that bad bitch. If you're not a bad bitch. If you a man, be that boss ass man. Get the fuck up and get your shit together. What helps me in a breakup is going to the gym, working out, because when I work out, I know my body's looking right. And when my body's looking right, I'm like, damn, I'm hot, I'm sexy, I'm feeling good. When I feel good, I look good. When I look good, I feel good. And it just puts me into like such a better mindset. Obviously, working out gets those endorphins going and you're just going to feel better regardless. Getting a sweat. For me, boxing really helped because I was angry, so I got to punch stuff in a healthy way. So boxing, gym. If you hate working out, go for a walk. Get out in nature. Get grounded. Go hang out with friends. Even if you don't want to be social, I promise you, going out and hanging out with friends, making new memories, making new connections, it's going to help. We're humans. We do better when we have a community. And when you have a support system, which I'm sure we all have a support system, we all have best friends, we all have family, they love you, they care about you. Go spend time with people that love and care about you and go do things that make your heart happy and you're gonna feel better. Another thing that helped me was definitely reading. I think reading and listening to podcasts, it's an escape from your head. If you're like me, I think a lot. I'm a thinker. My brain is always going and going. So when I sit down and I read a book, I kind of escape the world for a little bit. Or if I listen to a podcast, I like to listen to podcasts about situations that I'm currently in just to get some insight and to get some help on the situation or just different views, different opinions. So for me, I was listening to a lot of relationship podcasts and breakup podcasts. And honestly, it helped so much and gave me a different perspective. And it helped me heal and it helped me figure out different strategies like the 30-day rule of no contact to try out and kind of just set me up. Everyone always says the best revenge is getting hotter. And I fucking am here for that one. All of my friends were sending me just the funniest reels on Instagram, the cutest messages. So one was, every time a boy makes you sad, go make yourself hotter. So, you get into a breakup, go get your hair done, go get a tattoo, go get your eyelashes done, go to the gym, go get a massage, go get a facial, go get a fucking IV of fucking therapy, vitamin juice or something. Go on a trip, go live your fucking life. Next thing you know, you're going to wake up and be like, feel better already. because you're making new mind connections. We're going to move on from that one slightly. I will say it's kind of hard to solo podcast because you can't like jump off someone else's combo. Like there's no like back and forth. You're kind of just like in control of everything. But anywho, I miss New Year's Eve with you guys. It is like literally the end of January, the first month. I hope you guys set yourself up and wrote some goals out for ya. Happy New Year, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I just haven't been around. My bad. But I was going through shit since it is January. And I'm sure you guys all made your January goals. At least I hope you did, because they're important to do. But if you're not hitting everything, I'm going to give you some tips to possibly help and encourage you to stay on track. First of all, if you're like me, which many probably aren't because I'm crazy. I wrote down so many freaking goals, so many New Year's resolutions. It's sickening. It's like a whole sheet of paper, right? Which is good. I'm a very goal-oriented person and I'm very ambitious. Looking at a whole entire paper of goals and resolutions can get a little overwhelming. So from that whole entire sheet, every month I pick 3 that I find are the most important during that moment. Like in that moment, those 3 are the most important, because I've noticed that as the year transpires and goes on, the things that I find important change. So every month I pick 3 to focus on. And, if I feel I didn't accomplish one, I'll move it on to the next month and like just go from there. So that's my one tip. If you have so many goals, focus on 3 in like month increments and fucking go all in on those 3. Like, let's fucking go. And make sure they're not all about like making money and work. Make sure you have one goal for your health, because your body is your machine. If you are not at your peak and you're not healthy, everything else is going to suffer. Like, say you're getting headaches because you got a little tension in your neck and you're not taking time to go get a massage or see a chiropractor, and you're getting headache, then your work life is going to suffer because you're going to have headaches at work. So making sure your body is healthy and your mind is clear is one of the most important.
Here is an answer from an Alexa Answers contributor that I translated.
Who the fuck is talking?
Dude,
If you
Alexa.
want to take care of your health, you can keep something like this. Exercise regularly.
Told you.
Make healthy eating habits.
Yep.
Get enough sleep. Stay away from stress. Regular checkups can help monitor your health and can help fix any health problem in time.
Thanks, Alexa, for tuning in. Okay, well, she just covered what I was going to say. Health comes first. Try and be as healthy as possible. But then please also play. People, when they get older and they become adults, they always forget play. And even though we are getting older, we're adults, we're making our money, we go to work, we're building careers, we're starting families, we still have that inner child in us, and it's so important not to ignore them. So if you go to the store, like for me, for example, I go to H-E-B and they have a massive thing of Squishmallows, and every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, look at how cute they little Squishmallows. So I don't buy them all the time because it just takes up space. My dogs rip them up to shreds. But sometimes I'll go and I'll get one of these Squishmallows because it makes my inner Jamie, my little Jamie, happy. So definitely play more, which could be art, painting, listening to music, dancing. If you used to play sports, try and go join a sports team. Play. Just do whatever it is that you used to do as a child and try and play. Even if it's video games, go and play video games for a couple hours. Don't ignore that little kid inside you. And I'll probably talk more on this in a different episode of like childhood traumas and everything. But like seriously, tapping into that little kid inside you is so freaking important for how you live your life on a day-to-day. And then obviously next would be a goal-oriented with work and how you make your money. So everyone obviously wants to make more money. The world's getting expensive. So make sure you have one goal where it's like work related and how you support your life. And that's my tips about goals and the new year. Okay, now I'm just gonna fill you in on like how my life has been recently because I've been chilling. So my best friend Dexter has recently moved in. He's been here pretty much all of January. So like a month now. December? Were you here in December too? He's been here for like 2 months now. We just got back from a crazy snowboard adventure. We went to Taos, New Mexico. We saw this stuff in a shop and we thought it said holy water. It's not holy water. It actually says holly water. And the only reason I bought it is because I thought it said holy water. And then we were like, we're gonna spray it on people, and if they like do stuff, then we stay away from them. But it's holly water, has little beads in the bottom, and it's just water. I just wanted to share with you guys my holly water. We went snowboarding. It was an amazing time. Check out Taos, New Mexico if you've never been there. Then I got some glitter right here because my lovely friend Allie had a game night at her house. This is what I mean, play. We're playing with some slimy stuff. It's fun. But she had a game night. She hosted a game night and it was so freaking fun. It was so nice to hang out with friends and not be out drinking at a club where you can't even hear what the other person is saying. And I'm definitely at this point right now, I feel like I'm more of a homebody where I want to be going to bed early, waking up early, and just like getting shit done. Drinking doesn't really excite me. Obviously, don't quote me if you see me in 3 months shaking ass in a DJ booth, lit off tequila, you know, mind your business. But right now, going out just doesn't sound exciting to me. I'm a very sleepy girl, and one of my goals is to obviously be like the healthiest version of myself possible. So getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep is very important. I also am a dog mom, and I hate leaving my dogs. So game night was so much fun. We all got together, you know, she was like in wifey mode. She made all these delicious little snacks and food, and then we played games. The first game, we had a projector and we all got a map of the United States and we had to write down all the states, and obviously the person that did the best won a prize. There was like a whole prize board, which was cool. And it really taught me that I do not know the states that are like all around like New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut area, that corner. Yeah, y'all, I don't know. You should just make that one big state because it's so little. Everything else I did great though, because I've been pretty much everywhere else. But yeah, that little corner, And then we played this game called Fishbowl. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but it was so freaking fun. If you have a game night with your friends, definitely play it because it was hilarious. So if you've never played it, I'm gonna explain kind of the rules. So you have like little sheets of paper. You could write 1 to 3 words down on the piece of paper, and there's like multiple pieces of paper. I think everyone gets like 3 or 4. And then you fold it up, put it in the thing. And then, so the first round, there's 2 teams. You pick a word out and you have to describe it. And then your team has to like guess exactly what you're describing. And it's all like timed and everything. So the first round is description. And then the second round was acting it out, which I killed that fucking round. Like, you have to act it out, which is so fucking funny because it could be like the most outrageous things, like OnlyFans orgy. Like, how are you gonna act that out? Or Costco guys, or Beethoven, or Dingleberry. Like, you have to act all these things out, and it's hilarious. The third round was drawing, and we were on this projector, and you had to draw what it was. Dexter was really bad at this, and that's cost us the game. But, you know, we still love Dexter, even though me and Sebby were pissed. But you had to draw out the words and your team had to guess. And then the final round was just like describing it with 1 word. But at that point, you kind of already know the words or phrases, so it got easier. Super fun. So highly recommend having a game night with your friends because it's nice to, you know, be sober, maybe like have a drink or 2, but to actually be able to communicate and talk and bond over different things than just like going out and drinking and partying and staying up late and, you know, doing drugs or anything like that. So it was a nice change up. Highly recommend doing a game night. Super freaking fun. And then what else has been going on? So I think that's it for this episode of Just Living Right. Of the Just Living Right podcast with Jamie Lynn. I think that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for joining. I hope I wasn't like scatterbrained talking randomly. I hope my sentences made sense. Obviously not the easiest topics to talk about. No one wants to talk about breakups. No one wants to talk about, you know, their best friend not being their best friend anymore. It fucking sucks. But we're leaving all of that stuff in 2024. 2025 is going to be our fucking year. We are going to elevate. We are going to inspire. I want to be the woman that I like look up to. I want to work my fucking ass off. I want to make the most money I've ever made this year. I want to grow mentally and physically and spiritually. There's a lot of good energy going into 2025. There really is. Like, there's a lot of things already planned that I'm super excited about. I think just for everyone listening, make sure, for everybody listening, I just hope that you are just so beyond proud of yourself and, you know, you are being kind to yourself, because at the end of the day, you could be surrounded by family and friends, but the most important person to have a relationship with is yourself. I hope that voice inside your head is just so beyond nice to you and helps motivate you and drive you. And obviously it could be like, hey, don't be a fucking bitch today, because sometimes we need to freaking hear that. Sometimes we need to hear that we're being lazy. Get up off your fucking ass. We got goals to get. Like, let's go. Wake up earlier. Wake up at 7 a.m. Wake up at 6 a.m. Get time to work out before work. Get time to be with yourself before all the noise of the world starts to make a fuss. You know, I like to wake up early so I have time to just breathe and to do all the things I need to do for me, which is meditate, stretch, journal, just be with my own thoughts before the busy world and millions and billions of people start waking up and your phone starts dinging and social media alerts keep going. Like, make sure you're taking time for you. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Like, comment, subscribe, share this podcast with a friend if you think that it'll help them in any way. Leave a review. Follow me on social media, Jamie Lynn Wren. This is my first solo podcast, so be nice. I was nervous. I hope you guys enjoyed it. For the last thing I want to do is I want to read you guys one of these little cards. I want to do this at the end of every podcast. It's from the secret deck. It's manifestation cards. So today is, drum roll please, be grateful for all that you have. When you're grateful for the things you have, not only will you see those things increase, but you will open the floodgates to everything you want and a life of true contentment and happiness. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you guys. Bye.